Good Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us on KARE 11 News Now. I'm Janice Shortle. Happening right now, Twin Cities Metro mayors are joining activists on the steps of the state capitol calling for more control over the guns in their cities. The mayors of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Brooklyn Park want to change the state law that preempts cities from passing their own gun reforms. Meantime, Governor Walz says he is working with lawmakers hoping to bring them back for a special session about guns, and he's calling for Republican support. There's no time frame for this special session at this time, but the governor says calls for action after the shooting at Annunciation Church, those should not go unanswered. Republican House Speaker Lisa Demuth, in a statement this morning, says she hopes they can have a real conversation about all aspects of safety in Minnesota schools, including more funding for school security and mental health resources. Also today, obvious anxiety for students and their parents on the first day of school across our state. More police were present at drop-off across Minneapolis and St. Paul. Several metro cities are also going to have extra officers outside schools this week as well. While the officers will be outside and around campuses, security officials say they're constantly reviewing safety procedures inside the schools as well. But some say long-term change is needed to be more effective.
Over our security protocols, our standard response protocols, so that's your lockdown, your hold in place. That shows our community, hey, we're here to stand with our students, that staff are ready to go, that staff are trained and prepared.
It requires certainly investment, capital investment, and some annual recurring costs to support it. And also it does take longer time to design and implement the solutions. I think this is where, by the way, legislative support is a must.
Police are saying there are no specific threats at this time, but that they will have extra eyes this week on any house of worship. We have an update on the young boy who went viral for his story of survival at Annunciation Catholic School. Weston Halsney told KARE 11 his friend Victor jumped on him to shield him from the gunfire, feeling what he believed to be gunpowder on his neck. But we know now it wasn't just gunpowder. Weston was hit as well. He's recovering from surgery to remove a bullet fragment that came dangerously close to a vital artery. Lou Raguse has more on the 10-year-old's recovery.
Hours after the horrific shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church,
it was really scary.
10-year-old Weston Halsney, along with his grandpa and his dad, returned to the police tape to share how his life was saved.
My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, and he got hit. He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital.
That friend, Victor Greenewalt, is now recovering at home after 2 days in the hospital, his family says on their GoFundMe page.
I hope you're okay, and I'm praying for you.
Weston, his innocent voice resonating with so many people watching coverage of the shooting, was just 2 seats away from the windows where the gunman fired. His family thought he was completely spared.
I think I got gunpowder on my neck.
When they did the x-ray, I was like, oh, my jaw hit the floor.
Weston's parents took him to the doctor as a precaution and learned that what they thought was gunpowder was actually a bullet fragment.
It traveled all the way through and stopped right before his carotid artery. So he's a very, very lucky little boy.
Grant Halsney says the fragment is actually resting on the carotid artery.
So it just ran out of momentum just in time. So we're very, very thankful for that.
So Weston's return to normalcy after the shooting now takes a short detour at Children's Hospital, where a surgeon is removing the fragment in what Grant calls a delicate but low-risk surgery.
And yeah, I'm just praying for the best.
Grant says he's also still trying to process everything his son and his schoolmates have experienced.
Kids, they don't deserve to go through this. It's unthinkable.
No, they absolutely do not. If you want to help any of those families impacted by the mass shooting at the church, we've linked to a number of verified fundraisers, both general and those for the survivors that pictured here on your screen. You'll find the links to all of those on our website at KARE11.com. Well, today, the trial for Minnesota's 2016 Teacher of the Year accused of sexually abusing a child is expected to end. Hennepin County court documents accuse Abdul Wright of grooming his 8th grade English student in 2017 and having sex with her for a year. A judge will decide Wright's fate when testimony ends. Also happening now, people across South Minneapolis are on high alert after more car break-ins over the weekend, something that has persisted for months across the city. In the latest cases, police say there are 3 suspects. Jennifer Hoff has more on where that investigation stands.
For Jonathan Zylstra,
over 20 years.
Fremont Avenue
I love it here.
has been home, one he pledges to protect.
Oh, I'm watching.
Keeping an eye out for the vandals who shattered the quiet South Minneapolis neighborhood last night, breaking into at least 7 vehicles here.
My neighbor below me, my roommate, and then the other 2, I know who they are.
Police saying it happened just after midnight,
I was very upset.
part of a larger crime spree that has persisted now most of summer. Hundreds of cars damaged and very few people arrested.
So we need more cops. We need more police. We need to get rid of those politicians who are not tough on crime, and we need to be tough on crime.
That vandalism stretching from Brooklyn Park to Edina.
Makes you feel unsafe a little bit. Yeah.
Even east of Lake Nokomis, where Judy Nelson lives.
I haven't had any problems with it at all until this thing happened with the window.
Her car also hit last night, along with 10 more there, saying it'll be next week before her window will be fixed.
You feel helpless. It's an awful feeling.
Feeling stuck to try and stop something disturbing the peace.
This is not the city I moved to.
Shattering any sense of safety.
It's frustrating because people just let it happen.
The police are telling us they have 3 suspects in mind, but don't have many details about them that are being shared. We do know that 4 other police agencies were activated Sunday night, including Airport Police and State Patrol. No arrests have been made. A look from our nation's capital today, where Congress is back to work after the break in August, and they got a lot to do. The first, they got to work out a budget before a government funding deadline of September 30th. Otherwise, you know what happens, government shutdown talk. Several lawmakers are also expected to try and force a vote requiring the Justice Department to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. And there's new video today giving us a view of the destruction in Afghanistan. A 6.0 magnitude earthquake rattled the mountainous part of the country Monday, and it killed at least 1,400 people. The Taliban said today thousands more are injured, and right now rescuers are trying to get to survivors trapped in the remote areas. NBC's Keir Simmons reports.
Well, the numbers of dead and injured from this earthquake are rising very quickly, and that is partly because some of the villages that were impacted by the quake are incredibly remote, and then the earthquake itself has blocked roads, so rescuers have been struggling simply to get to people. Thousands of buildings have been demolished, according to the government in Afghanistan. The government in Afghanistan, which of course is run by the Taliban, has been operating airlifts, helicopter airlifts, and there are images of injured children being rescued. Some of these places can only be reached by helicopter. The Afghan government, the Taliban, calling for international help. The United Arab Emirates already saying it will be sending help. The UN saying it is organizing help. But there will be a question mark because of the US withdrawal from Afghanistan over how much foreign help can get there quickly enough. And then again, Kunar province, where most of the earthquake had the most impact, it is a very isolated part of even Afghanistan, and so just trying to reach people buried under the rubble is going to be incredibly tricky, a very difficult logistical operation. Of course, the time is ticking.
Some major changes are coming to ChatGPT, and it could make it safer to use for kids. OpenAI, ChatGPT's parent company, says parental controls are coming within the next month. Controls will include options for parents to link their account with their kids and manage how ChatGPT responds to teenage users. The announcement comes after the parents of a 16-year-old who died by suicide. That family filed a lawsuit against OpenAI. The suit alleges ChatGPT advised the teen on his death. The company says it's also working with experts in youth development, mental health, and human-computer interaction to develop future safety mechanisms. Today, Shakopee social districts are officially open for business. Shakopee is the second Minnesota city to have a pilot on a social district. It's a place where people can go into a bar, get an alcoholic drink, and then walk around a designated part of town and go and shop. In the city, one is downtown, another is around Canterbury Park. Social districts are running from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. through October 31st. Then they'll reopen around the holiday season before a full season in May. Shakopee is one of 3 cities that the state legislature gave approval to pilot a social district. Before we head to break, a huge congratulations to Diane Mua and Diane's Place. The Northeast Minneapolis restaurant that opened last year just won Restaurant of the Year from Food and Wine. That is huge. Food and Wine says Chef Diane Mua and her restaurant stood out for its high level of service and how she shares Hmong foodways with their Minneapolis community. Congrats, Diane. We'll be right back. Stick with us for more news. Weather is coming up after the break.